What's it like being thrown into um I guess we can get to this, but I guess since you just brought up Triple H, I guess
Yeah.
obviously being a big wrestling fan growing up, you obviously looked up to a lot of these people. What was it like
Yeah.
having that first moment of sort of walking in and seeing all these stars that you've um, enjoyed watching for so many years?
Um, well,
Obviously, I'd just like to point out as well for any audio listeners, that's Thea's husband in the back playing
I
playing
was
some video games and all that jazz. So
I was just gonna say they can hear you. um, no, but it's I don't know. Like I was never the kind of person to really, or what we call mark out, like to fangirl about
mhm.
anybody necessarily, unless they really, really were one of the people that influenced this, like whoever this became at that moment. So for me, that was Rey Mysterio, Lita, the Hardys, The Rock, and Triple H.
Mhm.
So it was, oh, and Stephanie McMahon too. She was
Yeah.
obviously, as far as like my manager side, like Stephanie, Paul Heyman, Sherry Martel, and Melina were like the ones that created Zelina.
Mm.
But it was nerve-wracking to even, because I let's see what the cool thing is, and he'll probably know now, but after I say it, but Triple H, I met him back in, it was the Izod Center. They don't have the Izod Center anymore in New Jersey, but that was my first ever tryout with WWE. And we have like an etiquette there. You go there and you shake everyone's hand, and it's a real respect thing. You make sure that whether they are Vince McMahon or the referees, the wrestlers, the lighting people, like janitors, whoever it is, you shake
Mhm.
everyone's hand and you're respectful.
Yeah.
But what happens when you're so nervous is that you end up shaking people's hands like two or three times because you're like, wait, I got to make sure I definitely got that person. But oh my God, Hunter called me out on it. It was funny because we were in the cafeteria and I shook his hand and I left. And he was the only one at the table at when that happened. And I left and I came back and I saw that Pat Patterson was there. And I was like, well, I have to shake his hand too. But then I can't not shake his hand because then I just shook his hand. And what if you forgot that I shook his hand? And then it's going to be a whole big thing. And I just can't, like, I was freaking out.
Yeah.
It's so silly now, like looking back at it. But I went to shake Pat Patterson's hand and I was like, I looked over at Triple H and I was like, I know I shook your hand already, but I'm just gonna do it again because this is kind of awkward. So, and he was like, "Yeah, no, but it's actually not as awkward now that you say that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." But meeting him was such a like, as you can tell, that moment I was like, "Oh God, oh God, oh God!" It was such a
Mm.
crazy like moment. And same thing with like, with Ray. I remember Ray was a big one. Lita was another one, and the Hardys I met when I was 15 because I went to a signing that they had.
Oh wow.
Um, yeah, it was in the mall somewhere in Long Island. And uh I went on the line twice because I was psycho. And I was like, no, I have to
Some say
like
psycho, others say opportunist. So
well, funny that you say that because it ends up being a very interesting story.
mm.
So, I met them there. I got the signatures, but it was like another like 30 bucks or something to get a picture. And I was like, oh, I don't have the money for that, right? So I went on there, got the signatures, left, and I was like, no, I'm gonna ask my aunt for money. Like I didn't care. I was just like, let's just do this. And she's like, "Oh, you know what? When else are you gonna get the chance to like meet the Hardy Boys? Right?
Mhm.
Sure, let's do it." So she gave me the money for it. I went back on the line and I see Matt and he goes, "Oh, you're back." I was like, "Yes, this crazy girl with the braces and curly hair. That's yeah, I'm back." So then I took pictures with them and by that time I had such a huge crush on Jeff Hardy. Like it was like unhealthy obsessed.
Mhm.
And at one point, like we took the group picture, and right before we left, I told my uncle, I was like, "You'll get this picture real quick." And it's like me and Jeff real quick. I'm like, "Oh," but and Matt was kind of like, "Why am I not in this?" Or, "All right, cool, fine, fine, right?"
Mhm.
Never thought I'd see them again after that. Fast forward 3 years, I'm 18 now, and I'm in college, and I'm doing like I'm trying to learn how to do like graphic design and editing and business and whatever, right? So my friend at the time was like, "Hey, I really need you to help me with this project I'm working on." I was like, "Okay, this is good, like editing practice for me. Like, what is it?" He's like, "Oh, it's called the Hardy Show. It's like these two wrestlers." And I was like, what? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's like these two. I was like, no, 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 I know who they are. What I don't know is why you haven't told me
Mm.
that you've known them. Um, just like information you kind of want to let your friend know, And he's like, but I don't really like to do that, because like, I don't know. I don't even know if you knew them. I was like, yeah, I mean, I heard of them, but, and so I started working for them. And one day, oh God, this is so embarrassing. But one day, God, have I even told? I don't even think I've said this on anywhere before. Like my friends know about this, but
The exclusive scoop.
very embarrassing scoop. But Matt, because we had like a joint Hardy Show account. Like if we needed to send things through mail, like whatever, we had our accounts.
Mhm.
And I had my own private AOL account. So Matt's like, I need to get this thing that ended up going to your email. Just give me your password and I'll grab it from there. And I won't look at anything else. I'll just like send it to myself and whatever. And I was
Mhm.
like, maybe we don't do that. Why don't we just like, I can send it to you when I get home from school. He's like, no, it's time sensitive. Like I need it now. And I was like, okay. um, password. So password, J.
See where this
And
is
he's
going.
like, yeah. And he's like, okay. I said E, F. And he's like, dude, if you say F one more time, I'm going to hang up. I said, hang up then, bro, because it was so bad. And then, like, I don't know, maybe like an hour later, I get a call from Jeff and he goes, hey, some your password, huh? I was like, no, he didn't let me finish. It was Jeff Howard or something.
Jeff
Like, I
Howardy.
don't know. Yeah, right. I was like, hello, it's not you. So I don't even know if he even remembers that, but that was took a little bit to live down. But um yeah, and then I ended up working with them in TNA when I was like 19, 20, and then again in WWE, which is really crazy. We all kind of
Mm.
like follow each other. It's funny how like my aunt goes from, oh, when are you ever gonna see the Hardys to
Yeah.
then now, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Yeah.
goodness your aunt had the extra money to let you go back in line to
Yeah,
this
to just
point.
seem like a
Otherwise, maybe it
complete
would be a
psycho.
different career path at that
Quite
point. So
possibly, actually, yeah.
you'd have been in graphic design, not necessarily knowing the Hardy Boys in the way that you do. So
Yeah, it's really strange actually when you think about it, because like it's one thing, right? You always think about
mhm.
that. It's always one thing that could change everything. Crazy.